guys, TLC just went off the air, and I don't know how anybody else felt about it, but I thought this pay-per-view was fantastic. You know, a lot of times the WWE will put together matches that on paper look really good, but then when the actual pay-per-view comes around, it ends up being a crappy pay-per-view. Well, this time, you know, on paper the matches look great, and the pay-per-view actually delivered, and I think it delivered big time. Right off the bat, I was very impressed with the stage, how they had all the tables, ladders, and chairs dangling from the rafters. I thought it looked really cool how they had that set up, and I was very happy with the whole presence of the pay-per-view. But right off the bat, the very first match, and of course the match that we all thought was going to steal the show, was Christian taking on Shelton Benjamin for the ECW Championship in a ladder match. Now, to me, it didn't steal the show. Don't get me wrong, it was fantastic nonetheless, but I didn't think it stole the show. Christian gets busted open in the match. The UFC docs, I call them the UFC docs, had to come out, bandage his head up. The match continued, and wow, it was a great ladder match, without a doubt. Great usage of the ladder. These guys put a hell of a show on, and I predicted Benjamin would win, but unfortunately, Christian won, and he's still the ECW champion. And I gave that match a 4.5 stars out of 5. It was fantastic. Next up, Drew McIntyre versus John Morrison for the IC belt. Great match. These guys worked really well together. Kind of a short match, but Drew McIntyre won the match as I predicted. He is the new IC champion, and I gave that match a 3.5 stars. Next, Mickie James versus McCool. Didn't expect much from this match, and it gave me just what I expected. McCool won. She retains the belt. I predicted Mickie James would win, but I was wrong, and I gave it 2 stars. Nothing special whatsoever. Fourth match, John Cena versus Sheamus. WWE title on the line in a tables match. I thought these guys did a fantastic job. They worked really well together. Just a lot of great build-up for this match, and I'm happy that the match delivered. In my opinion, of course. I predicted Sheamus would win, and he did exactly that. Of course, there was some controversy at the end of this match. John Cena and Sheamus were on the top rope. It looked as if John Cena was going to try to superplex Sheamus through the table that was in the middle of the ring, but it looked like John Cena kind of slipped, or Sheamus gave him a little nudge, and anyways, John Cena fell off the top rope and landed through the table, and Sheamus is the new champ. And the match, I gave it 4 stars out of 5. You know, I really liked the match. I thought it was really great. Really great. Next match was Undertaker versus Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship in a chair match. I thought this was the worst match of the night. Not to say that the match was terrible. It's just, I thought it was the one match that delivered the least out of all of them. Well, with the exception of the women's match, I should say. But first, Batista wins the match with a low blow and a chair shot to the head. Teddy Long didn't like that. He came out, ordered the match to be restarted, and Undertaker goes to win. And I give that match a 3 stars out of 5. It was okay. 2 big guys wrestling. You can't expect miracles with this kind of match, but it did all right. Next was the match that I was looking forward to the most. Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston. WWE did such a great job with the build-up on this match, and I really thought the match delivered. You had a lot of great back-and-forth action going on. First, Randy Orton was going on Kofi Kingston for a good while in the match. Then Kofi Kingston was getting on Orton the second part of the match, and then it was just going back and forth, and as I predicted, Randy Orton won, and I gave that match a 4 stars. I just thought it was a great match. And the last match, the match in my opinion that stole the show, the best match of the night, hands down, Jerishow versus DX for the Unified Tag Team titles in the TLC match. This match was just amazing from top to bottom. The ending was fantastic. I kind of had an idea that, after Big Show destroyed all the ladders, that they were going to do something like that at the end. But basically Big Show just was destroying all the ladders. And so Big Show puts Triple H and Shawn Michaels through a table on the outside. And both the Jericho and Big Show are in the ring. Jericho pops up on Big Show's shoulders. They start inching their way towards the belts. But Shawn Michaels creeps back in, gives sweet chin music to the Big Show while Jericho's still standing on top of his shoulders. Jericho falls off his shoulders, lands on the top rope, and then falls out to the floor, bouncing his head off the table. I thought it was an awesome spot, and it looked like Jericho could have really hurt himself there. But if you guys haven't seen this match right here, if you're going to see any match on this pay-per-view, that is the match to see. It was by far the best match of the night, and a 5-star match without a doubt. Of course, DX goes on to win the titles. Like I said, all the ladders are destroyed. So Triple H takes one half of the ladder, and he uses his body as the other half of the ladder, and holds that part of the ladder up, and Shawn Michaels climbs it and retains and grabs the titles off the rope. It was a fantastic finish to a great match. You know, this pay-per-view was awesome all around. With the exception of the women's match, it was just But, you know, I have to give this a pay-per-view a 9 out of 10 altogether. It was fantastic. You know, I'm really glad I got to see it. And, yeah, just a great pay-per-view all around. Tomorrow night, guys, we got the 3-hour special, Slammy Awards, hosted by Dennis Miller. Starts at 8 o'clock. Should be great. But, this was the TLC review video. I went 4 out of 7 on the matches. Not too bad. A lot better than I did on the last pay-per-view. And that's it. Peace.